Hey there, boys and girls. Today we're going to be reading a story called From Caterpillar to Butterfly because this week we're continuing our talk about animals and baby animals especially, but with a little twist on it. We're going to take a serious focus and look at caterpillars and butterflies, which I've been really impressed because so many of you have already started on your own learning about caterpillars and butterflies. So many of you I've heard from your parents and I've seen pictures from a ton of you guys, from Reagan to Lou to like so many of you that you've already jumped on learning about caterpillars and how they transform into wonderful, wonderful butterflies. So I have for you guys today a really, really cool read aloud. This read aloud is going to be from my computer, so it's going to look a little different than our typical read alouds, but you guys are really going to enjoy it, so hold on tight. I think you guys are going to love this. So here's our story, our read aloud for the week, From Caterpillar to Butterfly.
From Caterpillar to Butterfly. What do you know about butterflies? Many baby animals look a lot like their parents. A baby colt grows up to be a horse. A little cub grows up to be a bear. Do you know what a caterpillar grows up to be? If you said a butterfly, then you are right. A caterpillar looks nothing like its parents. How do caterpillars grow and change into beautiful butterflies? What is the process every butterfly goes through? A butterfly goes through 4 stages, or steps, in its life. Let's observe each stage. The first stage is the egg. Some butterflies lay eggs in groups, but the monarch butterfly lays just 1 egg at a time. The mother butterfly lays her eggs on plants. Her babies will eat the plants when they hatch.
So the first part of the butterfly life cycle is that very first square up there, and that is the egg. Starts out as just an egg, and we know a lot of animals that start out as an egg, so that's not that strange or weird. But let's take another look and see what's going to happen after the egg.
After about a week, the second stage begins. The caterpillar hatches from the egg. It is small and slender. It looks like a worm. The caterpillar is only as long as your fingernail. The caterpillar eats a lot and grows quickly. First, it eats its own eggshell. Then, it feeds on plant leaves. The caterpillar uses its strong jaws to munch on the leaves. It uses other parts of its mouth to smell and taste the food. As the caterpillar grows, it molts or sheds its skin. This happens 4 or 5 times. After a few weeks, the caterpillar has reached its full size. Now it is ready for the next stage, stage 3.
So if we take a look, our second part of the life cycle is a caterpillar. It first kind of starts out like this little worm thing. Doesn't quite look like a caterpillar just yet, but then it starts to transform and will take on the shape of an actual caterpillar. Now, what's really cool about the caterpillar, and what I always think of, is, have you ever read the story, The Very Hungry Caterpillar by Eric Hall? One of my all-time favorite stories, and I'll tell you why. Because it's a perfect example of what these caterpillars do. They are so hungry. They eat and eat and eat and eat until they cannot eat anymore. And so I think it's really great that we get to see like an actual caterpillar in this picture, munching away on some plants, getting ready to start his transformation into a beautiful butterfly. So let's keep looking.
The third stage is called the pupa. First, the caterpillar attaches itself to a plant. Next, it forms a hard case around itself. The case is called a chrysalis, or a cocoon. The chrysalis keeps the caterpillar safe as it gets ready for the final stage. The pupa stage lasts for many weeks. If you look closely at the pupa, you wouldn't see anything happening. But there is a lot going on inside the chrysalis. The caterpillar is changing and growing. It is becoming a butterfly.
So you check out that really cool cocoon or chrysalis like they explained, and it's basically like this shell that they go into, and they sit in there and they just start to slowly change and morph into what will be known as a butterfly. So it's kind of cool. It's like he takes a little nap and then he wakes up and he's totally different. Kind of like those mother bears that we talked about when we talked about hibernation, right? They would go to bed and sometimes they wake up and they'd be a mom, which is so funny and so strange. So let's take a look and see what happens after the chrysalis breaks open and the new insect comes out.
Stage 4 is the last stage. An adult butterfly pushes through the chrysalis and crawls out. At first, the butterfly rests for a while. It is tired and weak, and its wings are still wet. If you are curious, you can watch the butterfly from a safe distance. You can see the beautiful colors on its wings. Finally, the butterfly's wings dry in the sun. It flies away to look for food. After a few weeks, the butterfly is ready to mate. Then she looks for the right plant and lays her eggs. The process begins all over again.
So when we say cycle, we mean it goes in a circle, right? Just like we talk about the water cycle. Rain comes down from the clouds, it goes into the lakes, it evaporates into the air, and then it starts all over again. Same thing when it comes to our caterpillars, right? They start as an egg, they turn into a caterpillar, then they go into their chrysalis, then they become a butterfly, and then they lay their eggs again. So it's just like a process that goes over and over and over and over and over again, which is pretty cool. There's a lot of things in nature that actually follow that. I mean, even people follow that, right? You start out as a baby, you get a little older, then you get old, and it just keeps going, right? So you guys did a great job with this read aloud. It's a little, like I said, it's a little different than what we're used to, but no worries at all. So I actually have a little bit of a surprise for you too. So if you wouldn't mind standing up and moving around, and so we can learn a little bit more about the caterpillar to the butterfly, but in a more fun and interactive way. So here we go, just for you guys. Just a second. And
children's songs, sing and move along. Children's songs, make your brain and body strong. Butterfly egg, caterpillar chrysalis. Butterfly egg, caterpillar chrysalis. Flutter and fly in the sky. That's the life cycle of a butterfly. Changes round like this. It's called metamorphosis. The butterfly lays her tiny eggs on a leaf. They're so tiny and hard to see. The eggs hatch into a small caterpillar. It munches lots of leaves and gets bigger and bigger. The caterpillar hangs in the shape of a J. A chrysalis is formed, the caterpillar is changed. When the caterpillar's changes are all done, a beautiful butterfly it has become. It's amazing! The butterfly's metamorphosis happens in 4 stages. Butterfly egg, caterpillar chrysalis. Butterfly egg, caterpillar chrysalis. Flutter and fly in the sky. That's the life cycle of a butterfly. Changes round like this. It's called metamorphosis. If you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and leave me a comment below.
So you guys did an awesome job with this read aloud today. I hope you learned a lot. Metamorphosis is really cool, and I love that song because it's going to be stuck in my head all day. Butterfly, egg, caterpillar, chrysalis. Oh, it's already stuck in my head. So go on, enjoy the rest of your day, and then reread the story again tomorrow to answer your Flipgrid question. Okay? I'll see you guys on here again very soon. Bye! I hope you enjoyed.